2 million years ago, the night did not belong to us. When the sun went down over Africa, our ancestors didn't sit around fires telling stories. They had no fire. They climbed into trees. They pressed against the back walls of caves. And they went quiet. Because they knew something was out there. Something that could see when they could not. Something that moved without a sound. Something that hunted creatures like you. It was a cat. Its name was Dinofelis, the terrible cat. And for over 1 million years, the dark belonged to it. This is the animal that almost ended us before we began. And by the time this is over, you'll understand why a part of it is still alive inside you. Forget the saber tooth from the movies, the giant with the curved fangs. Dinofelis came first. And it was a worse kind of killer. It was the size of a big jaguar. Not a giant, it didn't need to be. It wasn't built to chase, it was built to grab and hold. Heavy bones, forearms like a wrestler, claws that hooked into flesh and locked. Whatever it caught, it kept. And we had nothing. No speed, no claws, no fangs. Our ancestors were 3 or 4 feet tall, and the one trick that kept them alive was climbing. Up a trunk, onto a ledge, out of reach of the things on the ground. Dinofelis climbed too. The trees didn't save us. The ledges didn't save us. And it wasn't even alone up there. It shared the dark with leopards, and with another saber cat, Meganterion. A whole guild of killers, dividing the night between them. For something small and soft and slow, there was no safe place left in the world. Only one question mattered every single night. Would the dark come for you tonight, or for someone you loved? We didn't guess that we were prey. We dug it up. In a South African cave called Swartkrans lay the skull of a child, a small hominin, one of our distant family, with 2 clean holes punched straight through the bone. 2 holes, perfectly spaced. Scientists measured them against every predator that walked that landscape. The match came back exact. A leopard. Its 2 lower fangs fit the punctures like a key into a lock. And then they worked out the rest. The cat had killed the child, closed its jaws around the small head, and carried it up into the dark by the skull, the way a leopard still drags a kill into a tree today. That is not a story, that is a fossil you can hold in your hand. A child, taken by the head almost 2 million years ago. This is what the world was. Dinofelis left fewer marks than the leopard. It was the quiet one, the patient one. But its bones lie in those same caves, mixed in with the bones of everything it ate. The cats didn't visit our world. They owned it. Here is the trap. Our ancestors could not escape. The cats hunted using the one weakness we have never beaten: the dark. In daylight, your eyes are extraordinary. At night, they are useless. You are, functionally, blind. A cat is not. Behind its eye sits a mirror that gathers every scrap of light there is. It's why their eyes glow. It's why a cat can watch you in perfect detail in a room where you can't see your own hands. So Dinofelis never had to chase. It only had to wait in the long grass, in the black mouth of a cave, with a patience no human mind can hold. It watched our ancestors stumble blind into the night, while it saw every step they took. Now put yourself there. Your family is asleep around you. You believe the cave wall is protection. It isn't. The cat fits through gaps you'd swear were too small. It comes in low while you sleep. It can see you. You cannot see it. There is no warning, no sound, no scream. Only the morning and the cold, empty space on the stone where someone had been lying. And, if the others looked closely, a few dark drops that hadn't been there the night before. Now stretch that out. Not one night, not one terrible season. Picture it happening to your family and their families for 10,000 years, 100,000, a million. Every evening, the same ritual of fear. Count the children, gather them close, choose who watches first. Every morning, the same arithmetic. Count again and pray the numbers match. Some mornings they didn't. Some mornings there was simply one fewer, and everyone understood, without a word, what the night had taken. In some of those caves, the bones of our ancestors aren't rare. They're piled, layer on layer, generation on generation of the eaten. This was not bad luck. This was the standing condition of being human. We were food. For 1,000,000 years, we were food. By every law of nature, an animal that helpless, hunted that relentlessly, in a world that dark, should not have made it. We made it. And the way we made it is the whole reason you exist. We didn't beat the cat by getting stronger. We never got stronger. We got together. The test the dark ran on us was brutally simple. Sleep alone, and you died before morning, and left no children. Stayed deaf to the snap of a twig, and you died. Feel safe, relax, drift off on watch, and you died. Night after night, for 1,000,000 years, the careless were deleted from the family tree, and only the watchful, the nervous, the ones who never stopped listening, lived long enough to have children of their own. So we learned to never be alone. We learned to set a watch on the dark. And we learned that the ones who could make a sound for danger, a warning the whole group understood in an instant, were the ones whose families survived. The silent died with their secrets. The ones who could say, "It's coming," lived. Somewhere in 1,000,000 years of that, in the desperate need to warn each other, you can hear the first machinery of language switching on. And then we found the one thing the cat would not walk into: fire. There was no single night the fire won. It was 100,000 years of small victories, one circle of light at a time. But once it caught, the dark was no longer only theirs. Inside the ring of flame stood something that had never existed before, a place where a cat would not come, a space to sleep, a space to think. The hunt forced us to band together, to guard each other, to speak, to hold the fire, to outthink a thing we could never outrun. The monster in the dark didn't just hunt us, it carved us into the shape we still wear. So how do you kill a thing that ruled the dark for 1,000,000 years? You don't. In the end, the cat wasn't beaten by spears, it was beaten by the sky. For its entire reign, Dinofelis lived in the perfect machine for ambush. A broken world of forest and shadow and tall grass. 1,000 places to crouch and wait. Then the climate turned. The planet cooled and dried. The forests pulled back, and in their place rolled out wide, open, sun-blasted plains, flat to the horizon, with nowhere to hide. For an ambush hunter, open ground is a death sentence. Everything about that cat, the heavy bones, the wrestler's arms, the short, powerful legs, was made to explode from cover, not to run. On the plain, it could see its prey perfectly. It just couldn't catch it. And the open belonged to faster hunters now. Lions, hyenas, animals built to run prey down in daylight, in packs. They took the cat's land. They took its food. And then there was us. While the cat's world fell apart, ours was catching fire, literally. We had flame. We had stone with a cutting edge. And we had the one weapon 1,000,000 years of terror had forged. Each other. In numbers, watching every direction at once. A lone human was still a meal. A band of armed, coordinated humans was a problem even an apex predator couldn't afford. We began to take its kills. We began to follow it. Squeezed by the sky, crowded out by the lions, and harried at last by the very apes it used to eat, the great cat ran out of dark. Around 1.2 million years ago, it vanished. The fossils simply stop. And for the first time in over 1,000,000 years, the night stopped being a death sentence. We could sleep. We could spread out. We could walk out of the valleys that had kept us alive, across Africa, and then into the entire world. But the cat had already won, something it could never lose, because it had left a mark in a place we can never dig up and put behind glass. It left it inside us. The cats are gone. 1,000,000 years gone. Their bones lie in museum drawers, and nothing alive has ever seen one move. And yet, you are carrying one right now. Because the dark didn't just hunt our ancestors, it selected them. For 1,000,000 years, it ran one test every single night. And it only ever asked one question. Are you afraid enough to survive? The brave wandered off and were eaten. The relaxed slept too deeply and were eaten. The ones who lived, the ones who became us, were the nervous ones. The ones who startled at nothing. The ones who wouldn't sleep without someone watching. The ones who stared into the black and felt their skin crawl and climbed one branch higher, just in case. You are not descended from the brave. You are descended from the frightened, and their fear is sitting in your chest right now. That's why the dark still does this to you. You're an adult. You know the room is empty. And still, when the light dies, something far older than you wakes up and starts listening for a sound that stopped coming 1,000,000 years ago. It's why a child cries for the light to stay on, though no one ever taught it to. It's why footsteps behind you at night slam your heart against your ribs before your mind has even decided there's a reason. That feeling is not weakness. It is not childish. It is the oldest, truest thing inside you. A memory of nothing you ever lived and everything your ancestors survived. It is the ghost of a cat with glowing eyes, waiting in the dark, that hunted your family for 1,000 generations. We hand our great monsters to children. The mammoth, the T-Rex, the saber-tooth in its glass case. Legends. But none of them ever hunted you. This one did. And in the million-year war to not be eaten by it, it forced us together, forced us to speak, forced us to make fire, forced us to think, until the trembling prey became the most dangerous animal that has ever lived. It tried to end us. Instead, it built us. So the cat lost. And the cat won. It's gone from the earth, and it never left your body. The next time the light goes out and you feel that cold, senseless spike of fear you've never been able to explain, don't fight it. Don't be ashamed of it. Listen to it. That is Dinofelis, whispering across 2 million years, reminding you of the one truth your whole species was built on. Once, for a very long time, we were not the hunters of this world. We were the hunted. And you are only here, watching this, in the safety of your light, because the ones who were afraid of the dark were the only ones who lived.